Okay, so today, I felt like I needed to get up on here once again. I know I just got up, got in the shower, about to get ready to work out. So, yeah, still got some work to do right there. But, oh my goodness, why am I still walking around? I don't know. Okay, excuse my house. It's really, really messy because I'm in the process of setting stuff up for my business and the new things that God has been giving me. Um, I don't know. Lately, I have, sorry, Lulu. Lately, I have been having like dreams, like God has been literally speaking to me like to get on board. Don't delay. Do not procrastinate. To do not, I have that spirit on me. Like I will procrastinate. Sometimes I would do it because of anxiousness, okay? It is um it is something that I struggle with a lot. Doesn't mean that, oh my God, my face. Um Sometimes I'll have a difficulty when things get really, really good. Why? Because you are unfamiliar sometimes with things getting better. Usually we're prepared. This life tells you to get prepared for like the bad things. Now things are going to happen that, are going to come that we know. But God was just letting me, like, I'm telling you, like he was just really talking to me to tell me to get in position, to get into position and get there and go fast forward. Like I'm going to spill it out on you. And yeah, so I was like, okay, let me not delay. Let me not delay. Let me not do this. Let me go for it and let me proceed. Um and to proceed with caution, I always try to proceed with caution, but um I ran across something that was saying, uh don't delay, don't procrastinate, and keep moving forward, which gave me once again confirmation. Um that's how God speaks to me, and he speaks to a lot of people like that. And some of the things that he was telling me to do, I thought, I was just like I said, I thought that it was bad, not bad, but sometimes, okay, I would tell you this. I know that I am a beautiful person, meaning beautiful inside and out. Like I am a beautiful person. That is a gift that I have. It is a gift, okay? Being beautiful is a gift. People think that just if you look on the outside, some people can be physically beautiful, and that's a gift. That is a gift, okay? Because we know that man looks on the outer side appearance. I don't give a care what you say or what you do or anything like that. When you're attracted to someone, it's because of their outer appearance. If you take money aside, even money, even people with money, they go for the finest, they go for the best looking, um, person. Usually. Um, but um, like I said, I'm a beautiful person inside and out. And because um, God has given me that gift, um, I've come across a lot of things. If you access it right, people think that it's such a bad thing. And I was around a lot of people who did not understand it, and some people understood it. Most of them understood it but did not like it. You will come across a lot of jealousy, okay? And I came around so much jealousy that it turned to envy. And envy, when people are dealing with envy, they will be ready to kill you, okay? This is the honest to goodness truth. And it was to the point where they will kill you. If they can't kill you physically, they'll try to kill your emotions, kill your spirit. That's the worst kind of murder than anything else. And that's what happened to me. I was around people who really didn't like my spirit. They didn't like, me being a beautiful person inside and out. And they just really wanted to tear me down. And it literally did, because I did not understand it, that it was abuse. I didn't understand what was happening to me, because you're around people who say that they love you or say that they like you and they want to be around you, but then later on, as the abuse happens little by little by little by little by little by little, and to the point where you don't even understand that you're in a toxic relationship with a friend or a coworker or a loved one, because it started out so good and it started out so happy and it started out so beautiful. And it ends up, that's the worst part, because you end up, once you realize it, it's about too late, and I was having those instances, and God was really just telling me to, have more time with him, stay closer to him, just rest in him, things like that, and I did. And as you can see my process, please look on my page if you have time. Thank you guys for watching, whether you're seeing this now or you're seeing this later on. Hopefully it has helped you. It's not just about me. I know my life is bigger. I know that I was called to this assignment. So thank you for watching, and thank you for tapping into what God has blessed me to see and witness for myself. So yeah, they will try to kill your spirit, kill your soul. And eventually, if you keep going, if they stay around you long enough, they will try to kill you, try to take you out by any means. Some people turn to witchcraft. That's the easiest thing. People always talk about the murderous people and the people that go insane and they're going to attack. But that's not all, especially being a believer. I don't know what people think or believe now. It's so crazy. It's like you believe in the spiritual, but you don't believe in God, and you don't believe that all things are possible. Only if you do some kind of sorcery, some kind of witchcraft, everything else is make-believe. That's crazy. That's retarded. That's just straight up retarded. And then we have people who don't believe that, people do those kinds of things, and they consider themselves believers, and that's retarded too. That's retarded, okay? That is so retarded, But anyhow, God was just training me up to understand those realms, to understand what envy is, what jealousy is, and how do you need to govern yourself accordingly. That was the most important thing that God showed me, how to govern myself accordingly, according to the anointing and to the appointment that he has assigned for me. If I have a higher calling on my life, I cannot be around people who are not at that same level, or people just because of relationship, whether it's family, whether it's friends, knowing them since you were kids, whether this was your godmother, because you have to understand this. Everybody is not in your life for a lifetime. Everyone is not in your life or called to be in your life like that. So some people are here for reasons and seasons to teach you lessons and to give you blessings only for a short period of time. Anytime you hold on to them, you end up, or holding on to something that is expired, it ends up becoming bad. Think about milk. A lot of people want to store milk, especially during this time. You want to store milk, but milk has an expiration date. It's good for 1 minute, but once it goes past that expiration date, and a couple of days after, it's no longer good for you. Something that was nurturing for you in one season can be toxic for you in the next. So understand that. And one of the people that I had as a mentor told me this, and she was like, although she doesn't believe in the things that Jay-Z does, but she was like, he's an excellent businessman. When he became a billionaire, he stopped hanging around with people who were just making regular six figures, thousands, hundred thousands, he prepared himself to go to the next level. And that's what you have to do with your spiritual walk, and that's what you have to do with your anointing. So anytime when people, they think about business is a ministry if you're really doing it right. Some people have a business that's a business and they make a lot of money. But when a business is a ministry, you have a higher calling. So you have to be diligent. You have to be diligent in what you do. So you can't hang around those people who you used to hang around sometimes, because those people only know you in that capacity. I came across let me tell y'all, I came across this guy that I went to school with, and I went to like elementary school with them and part of middle school, and then high school I moved from like the west side. Well, I was still on the west side, but I stayed on the east side with my grandmother. So we went to school like central downtown in the city that I lived in. I lived in the urban like area in the city. So I remember um having a lot of difficulties when I moved from my grandmother's, because I stayed with my grandmother's for a minute. And I moved from my grandmother's house to my aunt's house because my grandmother was having like strokes and things like that. So, um, and my aunt was younger, and she had a daughter that, I have a cousin that is like 9 months younger than me, but we grew up literally like sisters. That's how it was. Like most of my family on my mother's side, my cousins, we are very close. We grew up like brothers and sisters. No lie, y'all. No lie, like no lie. That's why I'm kind of shocked at how some people in the family, like how they're not close. Black people, most of the time, black people, we will stay close, especially we live together. Like, I mean, like 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s groups, Um, and we stayed in that kind of environment, and I'm grateful to have that experience. I used to be like, dang, I just want to get away, but now being older, I'm so grateful for that experience, because you kind of don't need, not to say you don't need friends, but um you learn a lot of stuff when you're around a lot of people, and your family is so big. That's your, you find it's just a different process. But anyhow, some of those people will not understand that you have grown. That's the bad side about it. And I'm gonna go back to what I was talking about one of my old classmates. I talked to him, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, you're so beautiful, blah blah this. I always wanted to talk to you." And you got to watch out for those kind of things anyway. So that was already a red flag for me. But I was grateful to have that conversation and to know that, one of my classmates, thought about me, and we're both doing okay. But he brought up, and he was like, all he kept bringing up was the time that I peed on myself in class. Yeah. We're like adults, and that's all he could think about. Like, remember that time when you did this, and you just pissed in your pants, and you couldn't do this, and you know, um, yeah. And I was just like, okay. So I had to understand that. And I mean, he would bring that up, and then he would say good things like, you were really smart, you were this, but he still brought that up. That's what all he was thinking about. Like, for, I mean, 2 minutes at a time, then he'll talk about something else, and then another minute. And I had literally had to say, okay, I'm not putting myself through this kind of abuse, because, and it's not, don't take it. It is abuse. I will say that is abuse, because someone is trying to put you in a capsule, and they're not seeing that you're growing. But don't take it that you have to attack someone. You just have to say okay, and be grateful, and be okay. Oh, my phone's about to die. Be okay with it, and just give yourself some time to understand that that relationship had its time, it had its expiration date, and some people want to just tap into you because they're seeing on the outside that it looks like you're doing good and you're doing well, and they want to have that connection. Nothing wrong with that. But if someone's still holding on, and they can't understand, and they can't embrace the new you, the developed person that you're becoming, I'm not ashamed of what happened to me in my past, and I'm definitely not. And I'm not ashamed of who I am right now. But if you can't accept the person that I am now, then that means that you shouldn't be in my circle. It doesn't mean that, you're a horrible person. You just can't understand it now. You can't grasp it now. And that's okay. But you have to understand, if you don't move, if you don't get yourself in that position, if you don't step away, it can give you detrimental effects, meaning that, even the lifestyle that I had, that God blessed me with, um, he couldn't understand it. He couldn't get it. He couldn't grasp it. Like, either had to be doing something illegal, or I'm just selling my soul to do, to go out here and to talk to people, and to motivate people, and to be a vessel. And I was just like, okay. So you have to understand that, with that spirit, some people haven't gotten to that level. Doesn't mean that they're not, trying to hurt you or anything like that. But there are people who are like, I want to get to that level, and I'm going to do it by any means. So they will try to take you out. If you look like you're successful and you came from the hood, or you came from somewhere where it was, it looks like it's against all odds, because I never believed that. You know how people say, well, against all odds, this person did this against all odds. I believe that anything is possible. So, even though it looks like the cards, people think that the cards might be stacked against you, the more you have, I will tell you this, the more you have stacked against you, supposedly stacked against you, the more opportunities you have to come up. The more, if you start looking at things, be the solution to somebody's problem. Be the solution. If you be a solution to, you don't even have to be a solution to somebody's problem. Start out by being a solution to the problem that has arisen. And you will see doors open. You will see doors open because you've changed your mindset to say that I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim. I am a conqueror. I am an overcomer. Not only am I an overcomer, I'm a conqueror because I'm helping to make something better. That is the mindset. It's all in the mind. When people want to get you, they're not, or trying to arrest you or chain you. It's not with this. There are people who are locked up, who are spiritually inclined, who are all together, y'all. And there are people who are walking out here who look like they free as a bird, and they're chained in their mind. And you know why? You could tell the difference when they have all these mental illnesses, when they have everything at their hands, at their access, and they still feel like they're trapped, or they're believing someone's status quo about them, taking on someone else's belief set. That is bondage. That is spiritual bondage. But anyhow, remember that God was just showing me, like, you have to get ready in the position that you're going to be. Yes, I'm going to use you. Yes, I'm going to help you. But you have to be a diligent steward. I thought it was just being a diligent steward over the few things, meaning the few things, the money, the people, the things like that. But not only that, God was telling me to be diligent of my time. Diligent over who I'm giving access to my time to. Even if they're doing something good, it looks like they're doing something good, because I was around a lot of people who were doing great things. The thing is that they did not value my time or the things that I brought to them. They knew that I had gifts, and some people knew that I had gifts, and they wanted to crush me. They wanted to crush me because they know the power, and they know the operations of God. If you keep doing things according to God's will, he's going to bless you. So it was almost like a David and a Saul. And remember, David loved Saul. He loved Saul with all his heart and all his being, and he wanted to help him at any way, but Saul did not see it that way. He loved David until he started seeing the anointing and started seeing how people was seeing that he had a huge calling on his life, and seeing that he was really skilled at what he was doing. And instead of Saul saying, yes, this is a good person in my company, in the presence of me, and he's defending me, and he's keeping my kingdom up. He knew that his talents, he didn't deny his talents, because he always sent them to the battlefield, because he knew that he was going to be a conqueror. But with that, he took jealousy. Jealousy got into it to the point where it was envy. And when envy comes, rage comes, and they want to take you out. So now you're looking like you are the lick. Like, I remember when I started my lipstick business, right? And people was like, oh, it ain't going to turn out. This ain't going to happen, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And then when, first year, it looked like it was a flop, y'all. It looked like it was a flop. Second year, people started going around because my product was so good. And I kept working on it, man. I literally took a book, made formulations, like everything I learned in chemistry class. Thank you, Dr. Pruitt. Everything I learned in chemistry class, I used it. I was really, really good at chemistry. Even though people know me, when I was in high school for history and English, I am very good at math, and I'm very, very good at chemistry. It was just more so that they push more men, more boy children to go in that arena. So when I was like on the academic Super Bowl things, my gift was like, I love history. I'm not going to even deny history will tell you a lot about you. So I love those patterns. I love that. But they don't understand how science goes into that too. So anywho, do it. I do it. And the second year is getting a little bit better, but it's not showing financially. No, it's not showing that. And yes, I drank some water, but I don't have time right now. But I was, oh, wait a minute. I think I got my thing. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh my goodness. I didn't take it out yet. So, yeah. So I went, and it was like, it was hard. People they saw that my product was good, but a lot of people wanted to steal it. They was trying to steal the name. They were trying to steal my logo, steal the name, steal my trademark. People were trying to steal my product. I had this one lady who was older. I don't know what she thought she was doing, but game recognized game. When you've been in the hood and when somebody's trying to treat you, you might not know a lot about what's going on and things like that. I'm sorry, y'all. Something just fell. But when somebody's trying to treat you. So this lady went and was trying to get my products and say she was going to help, and she'll sell it at her business and blah, blah, this. But she was trying to take most of the money, and I'm looking like, you must think I'm boo-boo the fool. Or, oh, it takes money to make money. It surely does. It took my money to create this, and you're going to give me some of this. So I had to discontinue that relationship because of that, because it was to the point where, and anytime you're in a relationship like that, y'all don't be afraid to back out. Do not be afraid to back out, because they know that you have something good. People who try to treat you, they're trying to get over, they know that you have good things. What they try to do is try to make you believe that you don't and you need them. When you're in a good partnership with someone, with a business partnership, it's going to be mutual, and they're going to bring respect to the table. This woman did not bring respect. It felt like, even when I came off, it was like, okay. At first, it was nice and kind, but at the same time, I'm better than you. I'm this, I'm that. And I almost believed the hype because she was in business longer, but that's not true, y'all. That's not true. Even if they are successful in a business, if you feel like you're being violated, look over those contracts. People will try to do you. They will try to do you. They will try to do you. So, what I would say is that you need to be careful. Look at the fine print. And if it's not working for you, don't be afraid to step out on your own. Don't be afraid, because a good product will sell itself. They tell you about marketing. Yes, you need marketing, but a good product, bottom line, will sell itself. A good product, let me tell you, a good product. You don't have to say this is like, how people be selling like clothes. Oh, this is the new product. This is the new Prada lipstick. No, a good product will sell itself. And you have to look at that. For me, most of my businesses are bottom line businesses. Like, it's going to give you the results that you need. Bottom line, this is what you're looking for. Yes, I do advertising, and yes, I do, things like that. But the main focus is to make my product a quality product. So, yeah. But back to the whole envy and everything, and how God was telling me to prepare. He was showing, like I said, he was showing me that I could not be around people. If you are a business owner, you can't be around just only people who are not business owners and think that you're going to be successful. It just doesn't happen that way, because there are lifestyles and things that you're going to have to change becoming a business owner. That's just from you being a kid to an adult. You don't do things. Some people still do things that they do as a kid, and you can see how their lives are destructed or torn down because of it. But if you are diligent and if you're learning something, you're not gonna act the same way to an argument or a situation when you're 4 years old to when you are 12 years old. You're not going to act the same way when you are 4 or 12 years old, when you're 28 years old. This is the difference. These are the life skills. These are the things that you are going to learn. And with new levels comes new devils. So you're going to have new obstacles. People don't understand that. You got, when to whom much is given, much is required. So you cannot do some of the things that you used to do and get away with, because now you're being held at a higher standard. You're being held at a higher standard. Think about Beyonce. I always talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce because those are the people that most people think are relatable. I talk about other people, but theirs is so dynamic as to how they govern themselves. When they were, like six figures, they would hang out with certain people. But when they became millionaires, they still hung out with certain people, but they branched out even more. And you will see, even with Beyonce, even when she was dealing with Destiny's Child, she was with Destiny. I said dealing with Destiny's Child. Even when she was within the group Destiny's Child, when she started to branch out for herself, she started to go around people who were like-minded in the direction that she wanted to go in. That is the same way you're going to have to be when you want to change. You cannot be a drug addict and say, I want to be clean and I want to get clean, and then get clean and then think that you can go back in that same environment. It doesn't work that way, because those people don't want to be clean. If you want to stay clean, you have to be around people who want that same thing. That's the same thing I had to learn. That's the same thing if you want to have healthy relationships. You can't be around people who bring off toxicity or don't even understand that they're in toxic relationships. You can go and help them. You can go and share some knowledge. But in reality, they can't lift you up. They just going to either keep you complacent because they don't want you to get better. Because now when people are doing better and they see that you're doing better and you're living a healthier life, it brings conflict. It brings conflict to the point where that you are going to have to either correct your wrongdoing. It makes you evaluate yourself. Say, what is wrong that I'm not doing that they are doing, and it's becoming successful because they're having a better outcome to me. So it convicts you to do better, or you're going to stab or to tear down. And most people take the other alternative and stab to tear down, because it takes work to work on yourself and to build yourself and to be better. Okay, so understand that. But yeah, God was just telling me to do that. Understand that. Be diligent with what I'm giving you, and you are worthy. You are loved. You are, doing the right things. I always talk to God like, God, am I doing the right things? Because I just do not want to mess up. And God was showing me like, you're going to mess up. That's why I'm here. You're not perfect. I am. So if anyone else is looking at this, hopefully this is giving you some encouragement to keep going, to not stop, to don't procrastinate, don't hold on because of fear and anxiety. Anytime fear is coming up, that means you are coming to a breakthrough. So, yeah, and to guard your life. You are entitled to protect the space that's around you. Okay, weed out those people, because when God takes you to the next level, you're not going to have time. God was telling me that you are not going to have time to evaluate what's going on, and we're in the state where there's going to be a lot of pandemonium, like a lot of chaos that's about to come out. And if you do not prepare, and I mean physically, mentally, spiritually, you are going to be left behind. You are going to be left out. Don't feel bad when you already told these people, oh yeah, well, God told me this, God is coming. You need to prepare. You need to stock up. You need to do this. And they don't do it. That's not on you, because you told what God told you to tell. Don't get mad. Don't get sad. It's going to be sad, yeah. But God says that he's not going to let you get punished for what they haven't been doing. You can't help everyone who's like that, because God gave them ample amount of time to do stuff too. Like, God see all that. That's why you get into that promotion. He's seen you working and them not doing what God called them to do. So it's a consequence to that. It's consequences to everything that happens. Like, it's consequences, it's outcomes to all this. It's input. What you give, what you reap, you sow. What you put in, you get out. So yeah, they didn't put in on this, man. They didn't put in on this. That's why you got to lead them. Remember what Smokey said. I'm not condoning anybody smoking marijuana, but Friday used to be my movie, y'all. You didn't put in on this. Remember when the preacher was trying to get, yeah. You did not put in on this. So don't think that you're supposed to carry somebody you're not entitled to. Now, if you have you really, and God tells you to do it, then do it. But other than that, no. I'm going to get off of here. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Please stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. And thank you so very much.